Today we are starting the first chapter of 12th Science Mathematics. Myself Divyesh Patel. This chapter, relation function, we have already studied in the 11th Science as the second chapter, same heading, relation function. Let's study further in this chapter. The first definition in this chapter is relation. So how we define relation? Let's have A and B are two non-empty set. We define Cartesian product on A and B as A cross B is equals to set of order pair x, y such that x belongs to A and y belongs to B. Sorry for the inconvenience of the noise, but let's get further. A cross B is a Cartesian product. Let R be the subset of A cross B. R be subset of A cross B. Then R is called a relation from A to B. Let's take an example. Set A 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's define relation R as x, y such that x minus y equals to 2, where x, y belongs to A. So we have to take all those elements from A such that two elements define this relation. That is, if I take any two elements from A, their difference must be 2. So we have to collect all those order pair from A cross A, as we have only one set A cross A, such that the difference of that two element is 2. So let's get that set of order pair. If I take 1 and 2 as element of order pair, just check 1 minus 2 is not 2. So 1 comma 2 is not a sub element of R. 1 comma 3 as well get minus 3, not 2. So that 1 comma 3 is also not in R. 1 comma 4 I'll get minus 3 is also not in R. Let's get with the 2 as our x element. So 2 minus 3 I'll get minus 1. If I invert the place 3 comma 2 as like this way, 3 comma 2 I'll get 1, which is also not equals to 2. So 3 comma 2 cannot be in R. Let's take another pair 2 and 4. 2 and 4 I'll get minus 2, which is also not in R. But if you observe this pair 2 comma 4, if I invert the place I'll get 4 comma 2. So this is the only pair which satisfy this, sorry, not only pair, one. If you observe 3 comma 1 is also another pair which satisfy this relation. So this R is defined as this way. R is 4 comma 2 and 3 comma 1. So this is relation from A, defining like this way. Now let's go further. Types of relation. The first relation we are defining in this chapter is, we have already studied in that in the 11th standard also, is empty relation. Let R is a subset or equals to A cross B. If R equals to phi, then R is called empty relation. empty relation. It means if I take a relation which have no element, then that relation is called empty relation. Let's take an example. A set of all boys from the boys hostel. I am defining set A like this way: set of all boys from the boys hostel, and relation R as x comma y such that x and y are brother and sister. Or we can understand this way as x is sister of y. Okay, I think the relation is clear to you. Now let's take any boys from this boys hostel. If I apply this relation, I cannot find any x from the boys hostel which is sister of y. So eventually R is empty set. So R is empty relation. I think the empty relation is clear to you. Now let's further. So the next type is type 2, universal relation. Universal relation. Same approach. Let R be a subset of A cross B. A and B both are not empty. If R equals to A cross B, then R is called universal relation. Universal relation. But it means that A cross B as a Cartesian product of A and B. If my R is a whole set A cross B, then R is called universal relation. Let's take an example to understand this. A is equals to 1, 2, 5, 7. A have 4 elements. And I am defining relation R on A as x, y such that modulus of x minus y is even. This is my set A and this is my relation. Now observe that we have A cross B. Instead of that, I am taking only one set A. So R is defined on I subset of A cross A. Always mind that relation is always defined on a Cartesian product. Okay. So our relation is this: x comma y such that modulus of x minus y is even. Now if I take any two element from the set A, I'll get always even. Observe that 1 minus 3 is minus 2, but as our modulus sign is over here, so I'll get positive, that is even. 3 minus 5, 2, even. 5 minus 7, 2, even. 1 minus 7, 6, even. 3 minus 7, 4, even. So all the pairs of A cross A, all the pairs of A cross A are in R. All the order pair of A cross E are lies in relation R. So R is universal relation. Universal relation. I think the definition of universal relation is clear to you now. Let's approach with the more type of relation, that is reflexive relation. Now we are approaching with the 12th science mathematics. The first relation according to the 12th science, we already studied the relation in 11th science. So for the 12th science, this is the first new definition to you: reflexive relation. Let's define first and then get one example and we understand it. So R is a subset of A cross B. for all, this is the notation of for all x belongs to A. Let me correct, I have made a mistake over here. R is related from A cross A. For all x belongs to A, x comma x belongs to R, then R is a reflexive relation on A. What it means to say, this pair, any element of A is related with itself. That what means to reflexive relation. Any element of A is related with itself. That's the meaning of reflexive relation. Let's take an example to understand it. Let A is equals to 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8, and I am defining R as same as before, x comma y, such that modulus of x minus y is even. Now again see the definition. For all x, I have to take only one element from A and make an order prime with that element x comma x. So if I take 2 comma 2 and apply the relation x minus y, it is always 0, which is even. So 2 comma 2, yes, if satisfy the relation. Let's take 4 comma 4, again 4 minus 4 is 0, which is even, so it is also satisfying the relation. 6 comma 6, 6 minus 6 is 0, which is also even, right? Again last element 8 minus 8, modulus of 8 minus 8 is equal to 0, which is also even, right? So all the elements of A, for all x belongs to A, they say all the elements of A satisfy the relation, right? So we say that R is reflexive on A. I think reflexivity of relation will clear to you. Now the next relation is symmetric relation. Let's define it first and then we understand it. Let R is a subset or equals to A cross A. For some x comma y belongs to A, if x comma y belongs to R, it must implies y comma x belongs to R. This is the definition of symmetric relation. Let's understand it first, then we go with the example and understand it well. What it says that R is a relation from A cross A. X comma y are elements of A. If x comma y belongs to R, it means x and y are related, then y comma x are also related. That's the meaning of symmetric difference. It means if you change the place of order pair, it's still in the relation. Let's take an example and we understand it. Let's define a set A, set of all parallel lines, in plane, set of all parallel lines in plane, and define R as order pair L1 comma L2 such that L1 is parallel to L2. This is the relation defined on A. Okay. Now observe that if I take L1 and L2 be any line from the set is set of all parallel lines in a plane. It means L1 and L2 are parallel. It means L1 parallel L2. Okay. So if L1 comma L2 belongs to R, see L1 parallel L2, and relation is says that if two lines are parallel, they are in the relation. So I am taking two lines L1 and L2 which are parallel. So L1 and L2 belongs to R. Now what symmetric says that if I change the place, it must be in relation also. So L2 comma L1 belongs to R, and this is 2. Observe that if I take two lines L1 and L2, consider this lens, sorry, my geometry is not that much good. L1 and L2 is two line, okay. So L1 is parallel to L2, yes. So one can say that L2 is parallel to L1, right? So L2 comma L1 is in R. So R is symmetric on A. I think the symmetricity of relation is clear to you. Now let's approach with the third relation, which is transitive relation. Let's define first and then understand it further. Let R be subset or equals to A cross A. For some xyz belongs to A, if x comma y belongs to R, we can read as x related to y comma z belongs to R, we can read that y related with z. That must imply x comma z belongs to R. What it says that if I have any two pair in this regard, see y and y, any two order pair which are in R, then I must have x comma z in R. Okay, so roughly if I have 1 comma 2 in relation, 2 comma 3 in relation, then there must be one pair 1 comma 3. See these two element also in the relation. Then and then I can say that R is what? Transitive on A. Okay, transitivity is more easy. Okay, just take two pairs in this regard, then third pair must be exist in the relation, then the relation is called transitive relation. If these two pair exist, then this must be exist. This is the approach to understand the transitive relation. Okay, I think this is clear to you. Next approach with the equivalence relation. Okay, all those we have studied from reflexive, symmetric and transitive. If we combine them and make a relation, or we can say that a relation which satisfy all above three relation, reflexivity, transitivity and symmetricity, is called equivalence relation. So definition is simple: R subset or equals to A cross A if R is reflexive relation, symmetric relation, transitive relation. Sorry, I guess some. Okay, sorry. I just focused on the writing. I'm not shown in the video. So I'm again writing the definition. R subset or equals to A cross A if R is reflexive, symmetric and transitive, then R is called equivalence relation. On R. Okay, so to check Whether the relation is equivalence or not, we have to check that relation must be reflexive, symmetric and transitive. Okay, so we understand the equivalence relation by one example. Okay, this is the example by which we are understanding the equivalence relation. As in the definition, equivalence relation is a relation which satisfies reflexivity, symmetricity and transitivity. Okay, so we have to check whether this relation on this set of all triangle in a plane defined as T1 congruent to T2 is equivalence or not. For that we have to check R is reflexive or not, symmetric or not, transitive or not. Okay, so first, reflexivity. Reflexivity says that if I take any element from the set, it must be related with itself. Okay, so for all T belongs to A, over here T denotes that triangle. Okay, for all T belongs to A, T comma T belongs to R. It is easy to understand that every triangle is congruent to itself. Okay, so each triangle will satisfy the condition of relation. Okay, so T comma T belongs to R, so we can say that R is reflexive. R is reflexive. Second property we have to check is symmetricity. Symmetricity says that if I have two elements from the set which are related under the relation, then if I change the place, then that order pair also related. It means if T1 and T2, which are two triangles from the set, T1 and T2 are related under relation R, then T2 comma T1 also related. It is obvious na? T1 T2, it means T1 congruent to T2. As T1 congruent to T2, T2 also congruent to T1, so symmetricity is also satisfied. So R is symmetric. Third, transitivity. So transitivity says that if I have two order pair, this T1 comma T2 belongs to R and T2 comma T3 belongs to R, then T1 comma T3 belongs to R, then and then I can say that R is transitive. Now observe that T1 is congruent to T2, T2 is congruent to T3, as our relation is what? T1 congruent to T2, then they are in relation. Okay, so as we have taken two pairs are in relation, T1 related to T2 and T2 related to T3, one can definitely say that T1 is also related to T3. So this relation, this order pair is also in R. So R is transitive. So R is reflexive, symmetric and transitive. So R is a reflexive, symmetric and transitive. Therefore R is equivalence relation. Okay, so this is the basic information or introduction of the chapter 1. We have studied what is relation. In that we have introduced the types of relation. In that empty relation we have introduced that. What is empty relation? Empty relation, a relation which is empty or equals to phi. That's empty relation. Then we have understand the universal relation, that is R equals to A cross B. Okay. Then we have approached with the new relation which are reflexive relation, symmetric relation and transitive relation. And using these three relation, we have introduced another relation, which is equivalence relation. Equivalence relation. Okay, so this is the summary of this class. Okay, so at the end of this class, I am giving you one simple home task. You just have to check whether the relation on this set 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 2 and 3, 3 is reflexive, symmetric, transitive and equivalence. Okay, you have to check whether this relation is reflexive relation, symmetric relation, transitive relation or equivalence relation. Okay, this is the home task for you. I think you like this video. So in the next video we are starting with the exercise of this chapter. Okay, thank you.